Hello friends, I hope you are all doing great. In this video, I will be comparing and constructing callbacks and promises. So there are two ways of handling asynchronous code in JavaScript. So as you listen the keyword asynchronous, it means if you don't have the knowledge of asynchronous and synchronous code, so please check out my video about synchronous and asynchronous, and then you will came into this video, so then you will understand the current topic. So there are two ways of handling asynchronous code: callbacks and promises. So let's start with callback. So the definition is a callback is a function that is passed as an argument to another function. It allows you to specify what should happen after the completion of a synchronous operation. So we will create a function. As you know from definition, is a function that is passed into another function as an argument. So function fetch data from server, creating a set timeout, create a some delay, some kind of API like id is equal to 1, AP response, dummy AP response, some kind of dummy AP response, uh, JavaScript. So we will pass this data to this callback function and pass delay 2 milliseconds. So when we call this function fetch data from server, and we will pass another function into as an argument of this function. So the function, this is the function, and you'll see this function takes an other argument which is from this function. Normally, let's assume we will call third party API, any other thing or file handling thing in that code, and after we will done this code, this function will complete all its operations. We will pass this function data to another function to perform some kind of operation. Let's assume if we say that when this function will complete its execution, function 1 complete its execution and return some kind of this data, then you will perform then you will perform this kind of operation to it. So let's see, we will receive result, and when this function completes, we will see result here, and we check it's our requirement. If result dot id is equal to 1, then console dot log result, or anything what I can do it, anything what I need to do it, I can do based on this data or data output. So let's save it and see what's happen. So I so the console log will print this object because the result match already matched with this. So this is the callback. If you I think you will understand this very clearly. And the other one thing is the promise. Promise were introduced to address the callback hell problem and provide more structured and readable way of to handling asynchronous operation. uh, in this definition you will see you will listen two words: callback hell and structured and readable code. Callback hell is kind of this: if we will call create we will create a callback chain. One function takes another function, second function takes another function, third function takes fourth function takes fifth function takes another. So this kind of code is very messy, and we are doing the callbacks, and it's very hard to read and manage this kind of code. And we at the end we will call this is a it's a callback hell. So to avoid the callback hell we will use promises. So promise is a value that is may not be available yet but will be resolved or reject eventually, or we can say that the eventual completion or failure of any code. So the promise in the and the other thing, the promise having three states: pending, fulfill and rejected. So we will create example of promise function fetch by promise. Promise takes two arguments. The first is resolve and the second is reject. We will create a dummy delay to assume the API call delay or anything else we need 2 second delay, and in the callback we will copy this code. So let's assume it the API giving me this response, and we will pass it to the this resolve. So so this is the promise based function. The function returns this new promise, and we will handle promise through this then cache and finally function. Then means when this promise fulfill means all of its code happily executed and promise is completed, then this then function is called. In the then function we will receive our results, some kind of results, and we are applying same condition to this and pass promise. And if we receive any kind of error, we will catch them in the catch block. And the other thing is finally. Finally means even the then block execute or catch block execute, we will do some kind of operation everywhere. We need to do this variable declaration to be deleted or database connection should be closed. So that kind of thing we will do in the finally block. So I will save it and see what's happen. So as you see in my code, this is the output we are receiving in the then block, and this is the output. And after I told you the finally will run everywhere when this promise executes. So if assume this, let's reject this promise and see what's happen. I reject this promise by this data. So this then block is not execute, and we will receive errors data in the then block, in the cache block, and we will console this error on there, and then finally will execute. Yes, this is the output you are seeing. So these are the two important topics in the JavaScript. Hope you will enjoy, and if you have any question and any kind of confusion, please comment it out. I am here for you. Thanks for you watching.